Farming is part of the core gameplay in Pixel World. It is one of the main ways players can earn gems, items, and resources. In Pixel World, farming usually means planting seeds, waiting for them to grow, and then harvesting them to get more items or seeds. One of the things that makes farming a lot tiring or boring for many players is the breaking process. Breaking blocks usually takes the longest time compared to other steps, and doing it over and over again can feel repetitive. Because of this, players try to find the most efficient way to break blocks. There are two common methods. The first one is placing blocks in a long line and breaking them while moving across. The second method is staying in one place and placing two tiles, breaking them and placing them again, repeating the same action continuously. Hi, my name is Curry, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at which way is better for farming and which method is more efficient. And before we start the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone because my video has reached 1k views and I really appreciate all of your support. Even though the number is still small, I truly appreciate every single one of you. Your support means a lot to me and motivates me to keep making more videos. And without further ado, let's head straight into the video. Before we try the methods, we need to set some rules to determine which one is more effective. We will compare the number of gems dropped, blocks dropped, and most importantly, seeds dropped. However, since all of these drops determined by RNG, we won't be able to get exact values from a single one of them. So to make the results more reliable, I will use a fairly large sample size, which is 999 blocks, which is one stack. And with a large number like this, we can reduce the small differences in results. I will also set margin between 5 to 10% as a comparison threshold. If the difference between the two methods is only like 5 to 10% or less, then it doesn't really matter because it is likely just RNG, not actual efficiency. Finally, the most significant factor is time. We will compare which method is faster at breaking blocks. Alright, now that all the rules are set, let's try the first method. So the first method, or what I would like to call is the line breaking method, is the common method out of them all because you can just fully focus on breaking them instead of having to switch between breaking and placing. So yeah, enjoy the time lapse on this one. Second method is what I would like to call the two-tile loop method. This is where the player stays in one place and repeatedly places and breaks blocks on the exact same two tiles. Also, since I don't really know the maximum number of drop items or entities allowed in a single world in this game, I want to prevent any items from not spawning. So after every like 50 blocks, I will collect all the dropped items before continuing the method. And once again, enjoy the time lapse. Alright, so after trying both methods, which one do you think is the better one? Before I reveal the results, go ahead and write your answer in the comment section below. Okay, first, here are the results for method number 1. And here are the results for method number 2. Now, let's look at the percentage differences between the two. So, as you can see, method number 2 is higher in all categories. So, does that mean method number 2 is actually better and gives more drops? Well, not necessarily. Earlier, we set a rule with a 5 to 10% margin, so if the differences is within that range, it doesn't really count as a significant advantage because it can just be affected by RNG. And in this case, the only category that clearly goes beyond the threshold is gems, which is around 17%. But again, this is still just influenced by RNG. It is possible that method 2 was just a lot luckier than method number 1 in this test. So if you repeat this experiment multiple times, the result could become more balanced. So in conclusion, neither method is guaranteed to give better drops. The differences is mostly comes down to luck. And that is actually a good thing. It means that there is no real advantage in terms of drops when using either method. So now, let's move on to the more important result, the time comparison. Which method is actually faster? Here are the results. So method 1 took around 27 minutes and 39 seconds. And method number 2 took around 36 minutes and 39 seconds. So as we can see, method number 1 is clearly faster and more efficient for braking. And the reason is simple. It has better coverage. You can break around 3 to 5 blocks at the same time in comparison to method 2 where you can only break 1 block at a time. So, method number 1 is the winner, right? Wait, not so fast. As you can see here, I only counted the braking time for method number 1, while method number 2 includes both placing and braking. For the first method, the placing process took me around 5 minutes. Now, you might think, even if we add those 5 minutes, method number 1 is still a lot faster than method number 2. And yes, that is true if you look at the numbers alone. But we also need to consider the downtime of it. During the first method, I actually took short breaks every few rows. I paused the recording and rested a bit, so the time you see is only the pure braking time, not including those small breaks. Meanwhile, in method 2, I didn't take any breaks at all, and the reason is because it requires much less effort. In method number 1, I have to move my mouse carefully to break multiple blocks while making sure the progress doesn't reset. And at the same time, I have to keep moving with my keyboard. But in the second method, I can just hold the break button, and when the block is destroyed, I only need to slightly move my mouse to place blocks on the same 2 tiles, over and over again without much extra movement. So, overall, if we consider all of the variables from this test, the clear winner is the method number 2, the 2-tile loop method. Even though method number 1 is much faster in pure braking speed, the second method wins in terms of consistency, lower effort, and less downtime. It is easier to maintain, less tiring, and more comfortable for the long farming session. So, in the long run, method number 2 becomes the more efficient choice overall. Both of the methods that I just tested have different advantage and disadvantage. The reason method number 1 is faster is because of its larger braking coverage. You're using your mouse to break multiple blocks at once instead of one by one. However, it loses in overall time because it is a little bit tiring because you have to keep moving your mouse constantly. Meanwhile, method number 2 has the advantage of being stationary, so you can just stay in one place and repeat the same action over and over and over again. It requires much less effort and has almost no downtime. But the downside is that you can only break the blocks one at a time. So, why not combine both? Yep, most of you guys probably already knew this one. This hybrid method takes the strengths of both approaches, better coverage from the method 1 and low effort from method number 2. So in theory, it is more efficient than both methods that we tested today. Okay, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the support, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. My name is Curry, and peace out.